FireFly is a copper-focused developer with a high-grade, large tonnage, and permitted project in a top-tier jurisdiction. So our Green Bay copper-gold project in Newfoundland has the unique combination of high-grade, large tonnage, access to infrastructure, and execution all coming together at the right time in the copper cycle. Lots of forward-looking statements to go through. So FireFly Metals stands out for 5 key reasons. Green Bay is a globally significant VMS system that has high copper equivalent grades across a large footprint that is still growing rapidly through our drilling campaign. It has existing investment of 250 million Australian dollars that gives you operational underground ventilation shaft and surface infrastructure, including workshops, offices, and accommodation for 100 workers. We already have a permit for a 1.8 million ton per annum base case operation that gives us the ability to develop an underground mine surface processing infrastructure, as well as tailings management facility. Our management team has done it before. We have created significant shareholder value through the discovery, development, and operation of successful mining assets, along the way creating multiple ASX 200 companies. And we have a very strong balance sheet and a completely unencumbered capital structure, so we do not have any offtakes, streams, or debt. So what makes Green Bay, the Ming Mine deposit, really compelling geologically is that it has a unique combination of high-grade and large bulk tonnage. So there is a high-grade VMS zone that is high in copper and gold grades, sitting right above the broad footwall stringer zone, which is copper rich. And what's exciting in our recent drilling campaign is that we've discovered this high-grade core zone, which is defined by the conversions of that VMS and copper stringer zone into this really thick, continuous, high-grade core that is, we believe, is the engine room of the system, and it remains open in multiple directions. In just over 2 years of owning the project, FireFly has delivered massive growth. With over 1.4 million tons of contained copper and over 1.1 million ounces of contained gold, that's across the measured, indicated, and inferred categories together. We have more than doubled the contained metal content in the 2 years since acquiring the project in 2023. And as I mentioned, that is still growing. And significantly, as an ASX-listed company, close to 70% of that resource is in the measured and indicated categories, which forms a strong foundation for our upcoming economic studies. Globally, Green Bay is a significant copper deposit, especially on a copper basis. We have high-grade, large tonnage, and as I mentioned, it's permitted with access to infrastructure. So this offers a unique opportunity for our stock to potentially re-rate as we continue to de-risk the project. So on this slide, you see the 2.5 kilometer exploration drill drive underground that we developed, which enabled us to perform targeted and efficient drilling underground. After drilling 131,000 meters, we have defined this 3 kilometer long mineralized strike. And there is this additional 400 meter downhole EM conductor that goes beyond the recent drilling, where we've identified high-grade intercepts such as this 49 meters at over 6% copper equivalent. So at the heart of the deposit lies this high-grade core zone, as I mentioned, that's 3.9% copper equivalent. And significantly, we believe that the thick true width of that zone makes it amenable to bulk tonnage mining, which makes for really good mining geometry and economics. So the plan is, looking forward to 2026, we plan to continue to convert a lot of that inferred resource into measured and indicated, So a lot of this area, this green area, it's inferred right now. And we plan to convert much of that into measured and indicated so that we can include it into the mine plan and deliver it in our preliminary economic study to be published in the first half of this year. So in addition to its geological endowment, Green Bay also benefits from its location in a top-tier jurisdiction of Newfoundland. So on the island, we're accessible year-round by this paved highway, which is the Trans-Canada Highway, from a commercial airport. We're only 6 kilometers away from this deep-water port that we have access agreement to, and we're surrounded by skilled workforce and supportive communities. And on the island, there's plentiful cheap and clean hydroelectricity. Industrial clients pay only 6 cents per kilowatt hour. And last but not least, the provincial government is also very supportive and very efficient. So that's demonstrated by them granting our environmental permit only 45 days after we submitted the application. So our engineering and economic studies are well advanced. We have engaged all of these top-tier consultants across mine plan, metallurgy, infrastructure design, and environmental mitigation. Our upcoming PEA will contemplate a 1.8 million ton per annum operation as a base case scenario, but will also demonstrate that the resource is large enough to support an even higher throughput scenario. And importantly, the study inputs are going to be based on real-life, recent data from the island of Newfoundland. And so it's not going to be only a desktop study, but it will have real execution logic baked in. So we have a large land package of over 300 square kilometers that goes well beyond the current deposit. And it hosts 8 past producing mines on our footprint. So regional VTEM surveys have identified multiple geophysical targets and anomalies that bear the same signature as the Ming Mine deposit. So going forward in the next year, we'll be looking to systematically drill test these targets and with the aim to identify a multiple deposit camp and not just a single asset project. So investors can expect a very strong news flow pipeline over the next year and beyond. So we expect to publish another resource update that bakes in more than 70% of the resource into measured and indicated, and aim to publish that PEA before in the first half of this year, and feasibility before the end of the year. And in the interim, that will be punctuated by ongoing drilling results and regional exploration, as well as project development milestones. So globally, the Ming Mine and Green Bay project is a real standout. There's a scarcity of projects that tick all of these boxes, with the potential of producing circa 50,000 tons of copper per year, and have that high-grade, large tonnage, and permit access to infrastructure and permit readiness. So that scarcity on the ASX and TSX, we believe, do present a clear opportunity for a re-rate on our stock as we continue to de-risk the project. I won't spend much time on the copper market, as Brian already mentioned it. So corporately, we have a clean and unencumbered capital structure with no offtake, no stream, and no debt. We're well-funded with a lot of cash in the bank to execute on our drilling and project development strategy. And we're supported by sophisticated investors across geographies, Europe, North America, and Australia. We're covered by 10 brokers, including BMO, RBC, Canaccord, and Stifel. So all of that forms a strong foundation for funding and valuation growth. Our team has done it before, as I mentioned. They've developed mines in the past, created shareholder value, raised capital globally, and we're fully aligned with shareholders through meaningful equity ownership as well. So to summarize, Green Bay offers a unique opportunity for investors to get exposure to a high-grade, large tonnage project in a top-tier jurisdiction that has a near-term development and re-rate potential. Thank you very much.